Hey guys, welcome back to the Crochet with Kelsey channel. In this video today, I'm going to be market prepping. I have a market in a little over a week, so I don't have a lot of time to prep everything that I need, but we'll be making new items. I'm going to time myself to see how long it takes me to make my market prep items. We're gonna take a look at my current inventory and see what I need to make, and we'll also be pricing some items. So let's go ahead and dive in so that I can get ready for my market. So I got out some of my inventory. So here is all of my keychains that I have. I sold quite a few at the last market, and I kind of made a short list of what I need to remake because I kept track of all the keychains that sold. So I'm just gonna remake all the keychains that I sold so that I can have those in stock for the next market. So what I currently have written down on my list are 2 bee keychains, 4 chick keychains, 4 soot sprite keychains. I only made 2 soot sprites for the last market, but both of them sold, so I'm gonna take that as a good sign and make a couple more. 3 octopus keychains and 3 whale keychains. So that seems doable. And then hopefully this thing will be full and my keychain rack will be full as well. As far as mystery boxes go, I sold 7 mystery boxes at my last market. So I'm gonna try to make a total of 8 mystery boxes, which keeps it really easy because in my mystery or blind boxes, I have 4 different options to choose from. So I'm just going to make 2 of each of the options, and hopefully that's easy enough. So as you can see, my claw machine plushies are running a little low. This would probably get me through the next market, but I don't like to have the possibility of selling out, so I definitely am going to make a few more. I'm definitely going to make some more purple octopi because those seem to sell really good. I'm probably going to make a couple more bees too. Those were my 2 best sellers, along with the little chick at my last market for the claw machine items. So I have 7 of those to make. And then I sold 3 Carmere charms at my last market, so I'm gonna make 3 more. Currently I have 3 little Frank the Frogs. Yeah, it was raining, so I just ripped down these for my display with the little clothespin still on them, but I have 3 of these little Frank the Frogs. And then I have a monkey. I have 2 of these little chickens. And I have 1 soot sprite left. So the soot sprite was actually my best seller. As far as Carmere charms go, I sold 2 of them. So I might be making a couple more of these. I definitely don't need to make any more Frank the Frogs. So I'll just have to see what swinging patterns I have in my arsenal and whip some out. But on my list, I need to make 3 more. All right, so now let's take a gander at my $10 and $12 bins. So these were definitely my best sellers at the last market. So many people just gravitate towards the bins with the smaller items, and it's an easy thing for parents to say you can pick something out of this bin to their kid. So I definitely need to restock this, but luckily I have been busy. I did make some more market preppable patterns. They are called the pocket patooties. So whenever I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted this pattern to look like, I did a bunch of testing. So here are the ones that, you know, I was like messing around with to kind of see what body style I wanted to go with. And I realized I made them all blue. So it was looking like it was gray in the lighting, and then I turned the light on and I realized they're blue, but I think they can still pass for gray. So I'm going to put this larger one in the $12 bin and all of these smaller ones that look like cats and hamster hybrids and whatever else in the $10 basket. So hopefully those won't be looking so sparse anymore. So there's the $10 basket now, and here's the $12 basket now. And then after I made the pattern, so this pattern includes a little kitten, a little bunny, a little puppy, and a little hamster, and I'm gonna put all of these in the $10 bin as well. Yay! Okay, I think the $10 bin is full. Yeah, there's a lot of gray blue animals, but just don't look at that. yeah, I think that's pretty good. I will say that I do want to time myself making these for this video just to show y'all like how quick they are and how good they are for market makes. So I'll probably make one more of each, maybe not the cat because I have a lot of them, but I'll make another hamster, another bunny, and another dog. And that way, if this bin clears out while I'm at the market, I will be able to kind of restock it as we go. And then there's another pattern that I have. So me and Millie have been working on creating a free pattern. By the time this video comes out, it'll definitely be out. But we kind of just did a draft, and don't laugh at me, but this is my first draft. I wanted it to be like market friendly, so I did a bobble stitch as the snout, and that was a big mistake. And I don't know, he just looks super derpy, but I'm gonna put him in my $12 basket. And then here is my second attempt. So this one has a mohawk, but he's also going in my $12 basket. So after a lot of tweaking, we finally settled on a pattern. We used kind of some different parts from both of our original drafts, and I think it looks so much better than it started out looking. So here they are. So these are the little pocket dragons. I think they're super cute. So these will also be going in the $12 bin. And would you look at that? The $12 bin is almost full now. Isn't that great? That's really great. So I might make a couple more items for this bin as well. Tentatively, I'm just gonna put on my list to make another dog, bunny, and hamster for my $10 bin. And I'm just gonna say, oh wait, I am gonna make something else for this. It's already on my list. So I'm gonna make a total of 6 Pokemon. So I'm gonna make 2 of the mini Pikachus and 2 of the mini Eevees from Beckmade Studios, little mini Pokemon patterns. And then I'm also gonna make 2 Dittos. So yeah, this bin will be overflowing. And those are already on my list. So got those covered. And I absolutely do not need to make any more larger items. So I think I'm in a good spot. Definitely have a shorter list than I did last market. I'm glad that I kind of worked my booty off for the last one. But that is the checklist that I'm going to be following and checking off as I go. Right now, I'm going to kind of do some critical thinking and figure out what exact claw machine items I need to make and what exact card mirror charms I want to make, and then I'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make these guys. I'm going to time myself to see how fast they take, and then if I have time today, I might do the same with the mystery box items. And for some of them, I'll be filming myself, you know, with a clock so that you can kind of see how long it's actually taking me. But for some others, you know, I like to crochet downstairs while I'm watching TV at night with Nick and whatnot. So I'm definitely not going to do that for every single one, but I want to try to show y'all as much as I can. And as of right now, I only have 2 plushies. Actually, just 1 plushie. I just have 1 larger plushie. I recently finished a Toothless for Crafted for Comfort, one of my favorite creators, and that's the only thing I need to price right now. But if I make anything else that's larger, I will also need to price that too. So it's also something to start thinking about. So see you guys in a little bit after my critical thinking session. All right, so I figured out the rest of the items that I'm going to make. I feel pretty good about it. I have my little tripod over here. I will put my phone in there so that you can see how long this is taking me. And I got all of my supplies. I have my yarn, stuffing, safety eyes, other yarn for the nose color. I got the pattern in front of me, my hook, and most importantly, a homemade matcha latte. Delicious. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Max is here. He's trying to be an obstacle for me. Okay, all done. The little bunny, oh my gosh, I just realized y'all can like barely see that. I'll put it up here for the next one. But the little bunny took 12 minutes, 24 seconds. So I'd say that's pretty good. I did have a couple of hiccups with my yarn getting stuck, but I know it's no excuse, but the little bunny is all done. So now I'm going to make a little puppy. I have a feeling this one will probably take me about the same amount of time, but there's only one way to find out, right? So let me find my center of my yarn and I will get started. All right, here we go. We're all done with our little, well, I guess it actually needs a nose. I'm gonna say it probably takes about 20 seconds to do the nose. So I would say it probably is tied with the bunny, but let me go get my black yarn and we will see. I'm going to start my timer again and see how long it takes to put on the nose. Okay, so it took longer than 20 seconds. So they're very close in how long they take to make, but the bunny is a little bit quicker. So if you're looking for the quickest one of them all, it would be that one. They're so cute. So the last one that I'm gonna make for now is the hamster, and then I'm going to go do some life things that I need to get done. And then maybe tonight I'll prep a little bit more. And although I'm probably not gonna record every single plushie that I make with a timer, I will keep track of it and I will let y'all know how long my other market prep patterns take. All right, so now it's time for the hamster. And the hamster is actually a couple of rounds shorter than the other one, so it should be the quickest one yet. And yeah, let's go ahead and get it started. All right, our little hamster baby is complete. This one is so cute. It honestly might be my favorite. It's just so tiny and small. But this guy takes about 10 minutes to make. So you can probably make all 4 of them in under an hour. So let me know who your favorite little pocket patootie is. I'm really excited for this pattern to come out, and I hope that they can be some people's go-to market prep patterns because of how quick and easy and cute that they turn out. And now everything is done for my $10 bin. And look how nice and full that looks. I think this is probably the fullest that it has looked. And worst case scenario, if I need to give it some more room, I honestly feel like it's fine like this. Like, people like to dig through it, they mess it up anyway. But I also have another bin that's slightly bigger that I could move these into if needed, or if I decide to make some more of them. But yeah, I'm really excited that I'm done with my little $10 items, and I'm super excited to move on to the rest. Tonight I will probably work on some of the blind box items, so I'll keep track of how long those take, and I'll tune in tomorrow. So it's a new day. Please don't mind all of the tablecloths that are right there. I am getting rid of them. They are my old tablecloths that I no longer use. But I was pretty productive last night. I ended up getting my yellow and my orange yarn, and I went ahead and made all of the little chicks and mini chicks that I needed to make for the upcoming market. So I ended up making 2 of my little chicks that go in my mystery box, and this is a pattern from Close Knit Crochet from her Swinging Birds pattern. And the first one took me 12 minutes and the second one took me 11 minutes. So on average, they take me about 11 and a half minutes which is good because it's on par with what my minis also take, and they're around the same size. So I felt like that was a good amount of time to spend on these to sell them for $10 in a mystery box. And then I only had 7 chicks on my list, but I actually ended up making 8 of them. So these are my little chicks. It is a free pattern on my Instagram and also part of my Claw Machine Buddies bundle that I have. So I made 8 of these little guys, and I was honestly shocked by how long they took me. So the first one took me 8 minutes, my next one took me 6 minutes, the one after that took me 6 minutes, then 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, and 5 minutes. So they're actually a lot quicker than I thought that they were, so that's a good sign. And I sell the little ones that go in the claw machine for $5, and I sell the ones on keychains for $8. So I'm going to make 4 of those into keychains, 4 of them for claw machine items, and those take me on average about 6 minutes each to make. So it was a productive night that I had. I also finished my little pocket patooties, as you saw. So here's what my list is looking like. Not too bad. So the next thing I'll probably start on is the little octopi that I make. So I have some for my mystery box, some for claw machine items, and some also for keychains. So similar to the chicks, I'll make a couple of larger ones and a bunch of little small ones. And I anticipate that those will take me about the same amount of time. The larger octopus does go up to a larger round, so it might take a little more time than the chicks, but on Sweet Softy's website, they're marketed as the 20-minute octopus and the 10-minute mini octopus. So we will see what my averages are for those, and that will be my next task. So today overall has been a pretty good day for market prep. I have made a good dent in what I need to get done. So the first thing I worked on today, as I said in the last little part of this, was the octopi that I needed to make. So I needed to make some $10 octopi and some little $5 and $8 octopi for my keychains and claw machine items. So here are the little baby octopi that I made. They turn out so cute, and I timed myself, and my average time for making these was actually 6 minutes. So it's called the 10-minute octopus, but it can be made in 6 minutes if you have a crochet speed similar to mine. So that was very nice to find out, and those guys are done. So I went ahead and knocked off some of these for my claw machine items and keychains, and I actually made one extra one because why not? I just felt like it and wanted to have a nice even number. Then I made my 2 20-minute octopus, and these actually took me, the first one took me 12 minutes, and then the second one took me 11 minutes. Just whenever you're market prepping stuff, I feel like you have to read through the pattern once on your first make to kind of remember like what, how to make the tentacles and like what eye size you usually use. And I know that these are different sizes, but that's because this is Posh yarn and this is Baby Bear, and they're totally different. I know some people use them interchangeably, but I don't know, my Posh makes always turn out so much bigger, but they're still close enough. But yes, 11.5 minutes is my average for these guys, and all of the octopus patterns are from Sweet Softies. And then I was feeling good after making those, so I said, okay, what's something on my list that I just want to knock off and not have to worry about anymore? And I hate making bees. Why do I hate them? Because you have to use 3 different colors in them, and you have to color change a lot in such a small piece, and it's just a hassle. And then you have to like tie off all the ends, and it just makes making a small make not as worth it to me just because it takes longer. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and knock those out because I don't really like making them. But they turn out cute, and people do seem to like them. I mean, I always sell at least 1 or 2 bees at almost every market. And they're really popular in the claw machine. So I made 2 more little bees for my claw machine. This pattern, I used my Claw Machine Buddy pattern pack pattern for these, and yeah, I'm honestly just glad that they're done. So I was gonna make 2 more of those to be keychains as well, but then I realized I hate how like hard it is to work with something that small with all the color changes and everything. So I just like freehanded a couple of bees that are a little bit bigger. So these will be the ones that will be my keychains, and then these will be my claw machine items. So the little bees, they actually took me 8 minutes to make. So for something this small, you know, it's the same, gonna go for the same price as this. This took me 6 minutes, this took me 8. So it's like, I would like to have the quicker makes as my like really cheap items, but it's okay, they're done. I might retire from making bees after this market. So we'll see. I just realized how tedious they are just because they do have so many color changes for a very basic design. And then these bees took me 10 minutes to make. So spending 2 more minutes on making these, and you know, I sell them for $3 more, so I think it's totally worth it. But yeah, I was like so done, and it's probably because I made all the octopi and I made the chicks the night before, so I'm just like kind of over making small stuff right now. But luckily those are all the claw machine items that I need, so I will not have to make anything so tiny again. The next smallest thing I have to make will be the little whales from All From Jade, but they go up to like 18, I think, in a round, so they're not like super tiny, and there's only 1 color change in those, so those aren't as bad as the bees. I don't know, I just really dislike the bees, and people love them. I feel like almost every crocheter sells them, but yeah, this might be my last time. So let me know in the comments how you feel about crocheting bees. So I'm done for the day. That's all I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna just enjoy the rest of my afternoon. I'm currently reading the Red Rising series, and I am on the 3rd book, Morning Star. I think that's the name of it, but I kind of want to, you know, take some time to read today. So also, if you've read the Red Rising series, let me know how you like it. It's a little bit different from most of the stuff that I usually read, but I'm enjoying it. So Max would probably like it too, I think. So we will see you maybe tomorrow or the next day with some more makes. But I also am feeling like I'm in a really good place right now because, you know, I just have to make the mystery box whales, mystery box bears, my little Pokemon for my $12 bin, and then the whale keychains, and then the Carmere charms, and that's all I have on my list. So today is Saturday, and I have a week and 1 day until my market. So I think I'm in a pretty good spot, and I'm not gonna have to work super hard every single day. So I'm glad that I started when I did. So I'll see y'all in a day or 2. So I sat down today with a few more colors of yarn. I grabbed my cornflower blue yarn, my white yarn, as well as my brown yarn, and I made a few more items that were on my list. So I started off with making these little bears. This is the gummy bear pattern. Sorry, Max just got on the table, so that's why it's wiggling a little bit. But I finished these 2 little bears. This is the gummy bear pattern from Crocheted by Lana, and all I did was add little eyes and a nose to them. And the first one took me 13 minutes, the second one took me 11, so this item averages at about 12 minutes to make, and these go in my mystery boxes. And they turn out really cute. I like the size of them, and I think they're perfect for market prep patterns. And Max is just begging to say hello. So then the next 2 items I made were my little whales. So I made 2 more whales for my mystery box. This is the bubble whale pattern from Petite Soirée Crochet. I'm sure I'm probably saying that wrong, but it is a free pattern over on their Instagram. And the first one took me 13 minutes and the second one took me 11. So again, this item averages about 12 minutes to make. So I think it's a good market prep pattern because you can crank them out really fast and sell them for a decent price. And as you can see, these turn out a little bit larger than some of the other items because it does go around to like 24 in a round, whereas this goes to 15. So it's something that is quick but it looks a little bit bigger. And then since I had my whale colors out, I went ahead and knocked off my little whale keychains. This is a free pattern on Instagram from All From Jade, and these always sell really well as keychains, so I always make sure that I have a few. I think I only have one left, so I needed to make a couple more. And I actually had 3 whales on my list to make for keychains, but I think I'm going to make a couple of rainbows instead of making that 3rd whale. So for now, I did add 2 more keychains to my list and subtracted one of the little whales, and these guys take me about 10 minutes to make. So all that's left on my list right now is the little Pokemon that I want to make. I still have 4 Soot Sprite keychains on there, but since I'm adding the rainbows, maybe I'll only make 2. I'm not sure, I'll just have to see how I'm feeling probably whenever I'm cutting out the felt and how frustrating that is for me. And then I also have the Car Mirror Charm Soot Sprites. So just a few more items left. I'm done with really making all of the like tiny little things. And it's actually been a fun challenge to kind of keep track of how long each item is taking me to make, because it's kind of like a challenge in trying to make the next one faster than you made the first one. So it's been a good little mix up from my normal market prep videos, and I hope y'all are enjoying seeing how long they take. So I will tune in when I have some more makes to show you guys, and 7 days left until the market. I think that I will be able to knock off every item on my list. So I got a few more items knocked off of my list last night. I started off by making the 2 rainbow keychains that I wanted to make. I think they'll be super cute to have for Pride Month, and hopefully they sell. So I will be using these as keychains. This is a free pattern that you can find a tutorial on Instagram from Jen's Crafty Creations. So it's super cute. They worked up in about 10 minutes, and I'm really excited to bring them to my market. A long time ago, I did make a lot of these, and it kind of took a while for them to sell, but I figured Pride Month was probably one of the best times to make them, so hopefully these guys will find new homes. And then I went ahead and made my little Soot Sprites. So they turned out really cute. It honestly didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to cut out the felt. But this black yarn, it just like is a bad skein, so it kind of was difficult to crochet with. So these took me about 10 minutes, not including the minute or so it took me to cut out the felt eyes. But these are also gonna go on keychains, so I am proud to announce that I am totally done with all of my keychains now. So now I can focus on my bigger makes. So I just need to make my Pokemon and also my little Car Mirror Charms, and then I'll be done with everything on my list. I also sold a lot of dinosaurs at my last market, and I think I only have one left, the little dinosaurs from Dee Dee's Plushies. So if I have some extra time, I might try to make a few of those, but I am not 100% sold on if I'm gonna have time or not. So we'll just see, but hopefully I can knock out some more of those items tonight and then maybe have time to make the dinosaurs. So see you in a day or 2. Hey guys, so I don't know what's really been up with me today, but I have not been very motivated to crochet. But that being said, I still want to show you what I made last night, and I was able to sit down and make a few plushies. I just have to keep reminding myself that it's gonna be worth it, because A, I either sell all of the little market makes that I made, or B, I'll have plenty left over for my next market. So either way, the outcome is gonna be worth it. So I just need to push through maybe one more day of market prep, and then I should be ready and have a couple of days to not crochet if I don't want to before the market. So last night I started off with making this little Soot Sprite swing, and this took me about 22 minutes to make. And I know I said I was gonna make 2 of these, but I actually ran out of my black yarn. I didn't have enough to make another one, so I'm just gonna leave it at 1, but I do have 1 left over in my inventory from last time I market prepped. So I should be good on the Soot Sprites. And I might make a couple more Car Mirror Charms. Those are the only thing that I have left on my list at the moment. So I might get around to that maybe tonight or tomorrow. And hopefully I can feel good about all the inventory that I have. But last night I also made 2 little dittos from Crafted for Comfort's pattern. By the way, this is a pattern from Becky's Plushies, and I was actually looking for it today on her Etsy because I posted my pattern roundup video today, and I couldn't find it. So I think she might have moved it to be a Patreon exclusive pattern. I'm not 100% sure, but it is from her. It just might not be available on Etsy anymore. So sorry about that. But it is a really cute pattern and people really were looking at these a lot at my last market, so I'm glad that I made at least one extra. And then as I was saying, I made these cute little dittos. These are such a joy to make. Like, I seriously love making them so much, and they're super quick. So I did time myself making these and they took me 25 minutes each, which is like perfect for a $12 item in my opinion. So I'm super happy that I got those done. I like how they have like different personalities. Like this one's happy and he's like really derpy. And then this one is he's just satisfied, not super happy or anything, but love this pattern so much. It's definitely one of my market prep go-tos now. And I made 2 for my last market. They both sold. So if they both sell, that'll be $24 in my pocket. And then I know I said I didn't feel like crocheting today, but I did sit down and finish the rest of my Pokemon makes. So I started off by making these 2 little Pikachus. These are from Beck's Crochet Creations. And these patterns are really cute. I did time myself. They took me a little bit longer than I expected them to, but it took me an hour to make both of them. So about 30 minutes each. And I kind of placed the eyes a little high on this one. I don't know, this one's kind of a little derpier looking. This is what they normally look like. So hopefully people will like them. And I know if like one of them sells, then it'll look like that's what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, these are really cute, and just keep in mind that, you know, you have to crochet the tail and you have to crochet the ears before you start crocheting the body. So it does take a little more time, but people always buy these, so I think it's worth it. So after I made her little Pikachu pattern, I went ahead and made 2 little Eevees as well. And for some reason I was expecting the Eevees to take a little less time just because you don't have to do as many color changes, but they took me about an hour to make 2 of them as well. So 30 minutes each, but they're super cute. I love the little fur detail. She has a little fur detail on her tail as well. And people also seem to really like these. Like, I've made probably maybe 30 of these total throughout the time that I've been selling at markets, and like all of them have sold. So I've also made her Psyduck. That's in the same pattern bundle. And I don't have those anymore, but they kind of took a little bit longer to sell. So I feel like Eevee and Pikachu were super popular. So I'm glad that I made some of those for my $12 bin. So like I said, the last thing on my list is the 2 car mirror charms. I was gonna make another soot sprite and a chicken, but now I might either make a duck and a chicken or 2 chickens. We'll just kind of see how I'm feeling. But yeah, that'll probably be later because I don't know, I'm kind of starting to feel the burnout at this point. I have been making a lot of little plushies every night. So I don't know, I'm just like craving making a larger project, and I do need to start on my Patreon exclusive pattern for July. So that's something I'll probably be working on after the market. And then I do have an idea for a new pattern that I want to release. I want to do it in my LOM body style, but I'm going to try to make a Minotaur. So I like that I have those kind of in my head. So like I know that making the small stuff is almost over, and I am glad that I'm almost done with everything on my list, because if I would have, you know, if, let's say for example, today was the first day that I started market prepping, I would just not be in the mood. So I'm feeling good about how many items I've made so far, and I think if I can just make 2 more car mirror charms, I will be 100% totally set. And I feel like the burnout is a little bit my fault because I ended up making more items than were originally on my list. So yeah, I spent more time making things that weren't on my list than I really needed to, but you know what, it's okay, because like I said, I'm either going to sell all the little items that I made, which is great because I'll have more money, or if they don't sell, I won't have to grind so hard for my next market to get all the smaller items made. So it's a win-win either way, but I'll probably check in with you guys one more time before I'm done market prepping, and we'll see what I can get done. I am back and I have some really excellent news. So I did decide to sit down yesterday and finish up the rest of the items that were on my list, which was only 2 little car mirror charms. And I decided, I looked at my inventory and I had 2 chickens already, so I wanted to mix it up a little bit more. So I made 2 just like regular chicks, and they're really cute. And I made some fun colored swings for them, but they're so perfect. These worked up in about 18 minutes for me, which is really quick for such a cute pattern that looks like it's a little more intricate. So yep, I finished all my car mirror charms and I finished every single item that I wanted to market prep, and I have 2 days until the market, so I can just kind of relax and focus on other things. I need to like wash my tablecloths, and I need to make sure I have all my signage. I need to order more business cards. So I will be probably a little bit busy doing some of that stuff, but it feels really good to have everything ready for the market and all crocheted. And all I have to do product wise is just attach the actual keychain to my keychain plushies. So I'm feeling good. It's kind of a relief, and this is my 2nd month in a row doing a market. I have 1 more in July, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna take a break in August or not, and then I just applied for another one in September. So you'll be getting a lot more market content, so I hope you guys are liking it. And in my next video, I'll be doing a market recap to show you what sells. I'll be showing you my setup and some other fun things. And then after that, I'll be doing my pattern roundup video for the month of July, and I'll be showing all of these patterns again, plus the creators who made them, and I will link all the patterns, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested in any of these patterns. And I really appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.